Hi, this is the presentation for Group 22. Our project is basically about the Goodreads dataset, and we are basically trying to create a data warehouse that can consolidate the data from the various files of the Goodreads data, and we can create measures to analyze the Goodreads dataset. The members of the Group 22 are me, myself, Abhay Kurian, Smith Patel, Shivam Verma, and Nikhil Bharat Kukreja. So to start off, I would like to explain what the data is and from where we gather the data. Uh, the data is basically the Goodreads data, which is available on the Goodreads API and was collected by UC San Diego. All the data files are in JSON format. So when we started off the project, we had to use Python to convert all the JSON files to CSV. Next, I would like to explain the different files that were available to us and provide a little description of what the files contained. So basically, we had a books file which contained numerous columns like number pages, publisher language, ratings, publisher year, publisher date, publisher month, etc. Uh, it had book ID as a primary key, but it also had two other keys that were author ID and work ID, which are foreign keys from other files. Next is the authors file, which contains columns like author's name, ratings count, average ratings, etc. And in this file, author ID is the primary key. After which we have the works file, which contain columns like original title, reviews count, rating sum, etc. For this, the primary key is work ID. Next, we have the series file, which contains columns like title, description, uh, etc. And the primary key is series ID. And finally, we have the genre file, which contains so the genre file is a unique file in that it is a horizontal file which contains the book ID, and all the genres are horizontally available. They are basically columns. So you have columns of genres like romance, fantasy, fiction, children, etc. And in this, the primary key is the book ID. Now I would like to give a basic overview of the data flow that we were using. So basically, first we load the source data from the CSV files into a staging area. We basically used varchar data type for the staging tables because that helps to load the data easily. After which we used a combination of lookup functions, derive columns, and data conversions, basically to ensure that the right data is going to the right dimension tables, and also to do various error handling. So if errors were noticed, they were moved to the error table. If there were no errors, they are moved to the dimension table. The error table had error logs, which would log uh, what what data were moved and the error type. Also, the fact tables, we used merge joins to merge the data from the dimension and the staging tables into the fact table. Once the data warehouse was complete with facts and dimension tables, we used different uh, tools like Tableau and RStudio to create dashboards and visualizations. We also created an OLAP cube for better analysis and understanding of the measures based on the dimensions available to us. So this is basically the staging area ER diagram. So as you can see, they are basically just columns of varchar dataset, varchar data type to allow uh, easy loading of data uh, into the staging area. After which we have the dimensional model ER diagram. So we tried to incorporate a star schema to our dimensional model in which the fact table is in the center and you have the different dimension tables around the fact table. Now, we had a few challenges in that if you see the dim role table, it is pulling data from both dim authors and dim books. So we basically created a bridge table of dim role, which would connect both dim books and dim author. The same way we created a, bridge table between popular shelves and fact writing and dim books. Uh, uh, After this, I would like to talk about basically the different error handling that were involved in our SIS package, and the different challenges that we faced in loading the data. And yeah, so the some of the error handlings that were maintained by a package was first ensuring that the data type in particular columns were maintained. So like if you see the name in dim authors has to be a string data type, basically meaning it has to be ABC something. It can't be a number or a special character. Similarly, the genre in the dim genre table has to be a string in the form of words and not special characters or integers. Uh, we ensured this by using a combination of lookup uh, lookup functions and derived columns. The next error that we were handling was ensuring that the dates being generated are proper. So one of the challenges we had was that uh, uh, the staging area had data in the form of publication day, publication month, and publication year. So we had to combine all of those together to create a new column, publication date, which would have all these values. So we had to ensure that these new dates are being created and that they're proper and they are following the sequence of month, day, year. After which we had to ensure that uh, all the integer values that are there in the measures, they are positive and either positive or blank and not negative values. So we use lookup functions for ensuring that all the integers are positive or blank. Some of the challenges that we faced while loading the data was, as I said, the genre table is a horizontal table wherein we have columns of genres which had to be converted into a single column, uh, which basically said a given book ID would have a certain genre. So we, uh, we had to use a combination of lookup tables and uh, derived columns to convert the horizontal genre table into a vertical genre table. Uh, After which, as I mentioned before, our date column was basically divided into three parts: day, month, and year, which had to be combined together to form a publication date. So, so now I would like to hand over the presentation to Smith Patel, who would talk more about the SIS package and show you how we loaded the data into the staging area, then loaded the data into the dimension fact tables, and we used OLAP cubes for developing analysis and the visualizations.
So this is our package to load the data from the flat files into our data warehouse. So in the control flow, you can see first we load the data into the staging area, then we load the dimensions, then we again load the books and the authors table, and then finally we load the fact tables. So we will first go into the staging area. In the staging area, we just take in the flat files sources and put them all into a database. So we have created tables in the database with similar data types to the data types of the flat file. So we just look, put a lookup operation so that we don't have duplicate data, and we just load those data into the staging tables in our database. Then going forward into the dimensions loading. So here in while loading the dimensions, we take in the data loaded into the staging tables, and we then perform operations and load them into our uh, dimension tables of the data warehouse. So first we take in the genre table so the genre table is normalized. So firstly we need to denormalize this table. So we just do a unpivot operation on this data, and then we just denormalize the data, so we get just the genre, book id, and the count as our output. Then we convert the string data type into a integer data types, and then we load, we use do error handling to send the data types which were not successfully converted into a rejects table in the genre, and then other data gets loaded into the genre table. Moving towards the series table is directly loaded into the dimensions. So the table is already very clean, so we just perform a data conversion operation to convert the data or string data into the integers, and we load the data into the dimension, string dimension, series dimension. Okay. So in the word works data, so for the works data, there are columns like original publication year, then again original publication month, and original publication day. So we don't have a date column available in our data set. So to create a dimension table, we need to create a date column. So for that we use the derived column function and create a date column for our date dimension. So in the date derived column function, we uh, use this expression where, so we just take in our copy of publication year, copy of this thing, and we just create join those three and create a date. If there is a null in value, then we replace it by 1900. So we get a very old date for that, so we can know that this is an invalid date. And then we do this, create this derived column, and then we uh, use the multicast to split our output. So one output goes to the works dimension, and the other output goes towards the dim date dimension. Okay. So now moving on towards the Goodreads books dataset. So the books column, similar to the works column, also has some date values present in them. So for those also we do the similar to the works, and we load that into the our date dimension. Now moving towards the popular shelf. Popular shelf has uh, just two columns. So just we take in the shelf name and shelf count, we convert it into our required data type, and then we load it into the dim popular shelf table. Coming on towards the author role, similarly author role also has two columns. So we just take in those two columns, we load it into our dimension tables, into the dim role dimension table. So here was there is our first step for loading the dimensions. Then moving on, once we are loaded these dimensions, we load the books and the author's dimension. So for the books dimension, we take in our uh, destination books dataset. We created a separate package to load the books table into the into a destination with data conversion, because it was taking a lot of time to load the all this thing at once. So we created this destination books, and then we are pulling that again with converted data types into our column. So for the books column, we have uh, as you can see in here, so in the mappings, we have books, surrogate key, roles, genre id, popular shelf. All these surrogate keys present in our books dimension, so we need to pull in all those surrogate keys as well. So we just take the books data again, then with merge it with the dim genre table, and we pull in the genre id from there. Similarly, we do it for the popular shelf, dim role, and then finally we, as you have seen, we just cast the one output towards the date dimension and other output towards the books dimension. Now coming on towards the authors. So the authors, in the authors we just bring in the authors table, we do the data conversion, and then again author table also requires an author role column. So author role surrogate key, so to pull in that thing we used merge join, and we join those tables into uh, and we load the data into dim authors table. And finally coming on towards the fact tables. So this is our mapping for the fact table. In the fact table mapping, we first, this is the we take in the our books on data which we have loaded into the staging table, and also the books data which we present in our dimension tables. So we have created different packages and load these packages with data conversions into a destination table, so that it is easy for us to load it now. So yeah, we take in the works table, we take in the books table, we take in the authors table. We first join these tables based on the uh, work id. Here we books we are joined by the common book id, and authors table are joined with the help of this author IDs. And after that we take in also the series table, which is also has a common series ID. So this thing, again we also take this thing, so we use merge join operation to join these tables with each other, so that if you can see, going to one of this, so we have joined this this table with the book ID of both the tables as the joining column, and we have created a single output for this. So we join this all these tables into a single output down here. So all our rows are loaded into our fact ratings table. So in here you can see all the output from every dimension, and the staging area is connected, and then we take in the measures whatever required, like series work count, primary work count, or author ratings count. We take in all those and map it into our fact rating table. So in the fact rating tables we have mapped all this down of facts or measures into the fact table, and we have loaded this fact table into that. Now I will open our multidimensional cube and show you the analysis in that. Before moving on, this is our running output of the fact table loading area. So I've created a separate package to load the fact table, because the entire thing takes a while to load. So this is just the running output for the fact table. So in this you can see all the data sources are coming into the fact into the table into the merge join operation, and they are joining and then finally getting loaded into the fact rating tables. Thank you. This is our schema to create the database and data warehouse tables. So these are all the tables for dimensions for dimension tables, and this is the fact table. So this is our schema, and then I will quickly show you table which has been populated after performing the integration operation. So this is the books table. So as you can see that everything is being properly loaded, the books, the dim roles, genre ID, and the other tables are also brought in into this. Then we have loaded the required columns, the country code, the language code, and the link towards the books page, the publisher's name, and entire thing is been properly loaded into the dimensions tables. So this is the structure of the cube that we have created. So here the fact table is in the center, and all these dimensions are alongside this fact table. So yeah, this is, I'll just go into the browse and I will quickly load an analysis. I will take in, let's say, num pages, and in here I'll take in from books dimension, taking the publisher name and just put in over here. Click on execute query, and you can see that we can easily see the query results. So yeah, so this is the cube design, and we can use this to just quickly perform some analysis, and which is the main goal and the main reason for creating a data warehouse. Thank you.
Over here, we have plotted some data visualizations on the Goodreads book dataset. We have used Tableau and RStudio. So the first visualization over here is distribution of the author's rating. We can see that we have high distribution at the high ratings. It shows that uh, majority of readers rate the books authors they loved. So it's a similar plot. We can see the books rating distribution over here, and the same observation is observed that majority of readers rate the books they loved. Over here, this visualization shows that which books I have the highest ratings. Um, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone was the book which has a high rating count and have a high average rating. Also, another visualization over here we have made is a distribution of authors rating versus the text reviews. This is a scatter plot to show which author has the most number of rating count and the most number of text reviews count. Next visualization we have shown here is the most rated books. We can see which books are the most rated ones. Twilight has the most number of rating count over here. This shows which books are published, which publishers posted the most books over here. The next visualization shown here is publisher with the longest books. I mean, with respect to the number of pages, which publication house has produced the longest books. Here we have utilized RStudio to find the most frequent occurring words in the description of the books. So it is observed that life is the most occurring word. Also, here is a word cloud of the book's description. We can see all the most frequently occurring words over here. The words which are more enlarged are the most frequent words occurring. Next up, we have the rating versus publication month graph. It shows that it shows that publication month has no effect on the minimum and average ratings. Also, finally, through this project, we have implemented a data warehouse. using technologies like SSIS, SSMS, and use tools like Tableau and RStudio to generate actionable insights. These insights could help in improve data-driven decision making and improve the business processes.